Hey, welcome to WeinerCast. I am here with the late, the great Jeremy.
Yo.
Because you're dead.
I'm dead?
You're dead to me anyway. All right.
Well, fuck you.
Welcome to another episode of WeinerCast. Before we begin, a word from the sponsor. Hey, do you like pins and clocks? I do. You can tell time. What about t-shirts and whatever this pink mushroom Sherpa fleece blanket is? I'm pretty sure it's a Sherpa fleece blanket that with pink mushrooms.
Are you really sure?
I'm pretty sure for only $55.
I mean, it says that, but it could be the size of a napkin.
It could be the size of a napkin. Not for $55, it better not.
I've seen some crazy things.
It's for real. Pink mushroom journal, $20. There's probably 20 pages. That's $1 a page. And if you do front to back, that's 50 cents a page.
Ooh, twice the paper.
Twice the paper, exactly. Duffel bags. Where's the boot? Did you guys get rid of your shoes?
They ain't got no shoes.
No, they had all sorts of shoes. Like, they got rid of their shoes.
I mean, you gotta keep going through the pages again.
No, we just went through all the pages. They had a lot. They had high tops. They had low tops, and they got rid of all their shoes. Are you sold out?
Maybe they have to. I think they would still be there, but they would say sold out. So maybe they had to,
Maybe they got
R&D because
maybe they got rid of the shoes. People who are tuned into WeinerCast know that there's shoes. There were shoes before. Those are my favorite thing. Those are things I actually considered buying. Were the shoes. And now all I can get is a journal and a clock. Anybody, check out ECG Designs Etsy store. The link is in the description below. Now back to the scheduled programming. Or just the programming, because we're not scheduled, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Nothing's ever really scheduled.
So we just got back from seeing a film. But it was a
family film.
It was a family film. It was a video game film. So that says it all already. Discussion over.
Yeah.
It was a video game film.
It was a good video game film.
It was not.
Terrible.
It was not Detective Pikachu. It was Sonic the Hedgehog. How did you feel about Sonic the Hedgehog, Jeremy?
It was great. Like, surprisingly, I didn't know what to really expect going into it. Like, yeah, they changed the character, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the movie itself is still going to be good because it's a video game movie, and there are very few video game movies that are done well.
I still have a soft spot for the Mario film.
I always have a soft spot for the film. I think that movie was fucking great. None of it made sense canon-wise, but that's okay. It didn't have to.
My favorite character in the Mario film was the prostitute, Big Bertha. She was named after the fish that likes to jump and eat you and shit.
Yeah.
She's the prostitute that gave Mario and Luigi the jump
boost.
Yes.
Oh my god.
That was a good. All right, Sonic. So what were you saying about Sonic? It's a movie film.
It's a video game movie film.
It's a video game movie film.
And very rarely are video game movie films good. Even the animated ones can kind of get a little out there. But this was actually really good. It was family fun. It
was. The little kids behind us were cracking up at the same stuff we were cracking up at.
They were. The whole it was packed in there.
Yeah.
Usually,
for a Friday afternoon, these kids should be in school.
Exactly. It was packed. I was not expecting that. Usually when we go to the movies, it's empty.
Yeah, we go in at a reasonable hour because we got to record afterwards.
Right. So yeah, this was surprising. I don't know. It was good. It just felt good.
Yeah.
It was fun. It wasn't too campy or cringy or anything, which was
no, it really
surprising.
wasn't.
Yeah.
the beginning when Sonic is escaping from the planet. I'm guessing it's Morbius, even though they never tell us the name of the planet. But I'm guessing it's Morbius because that's usually where he's from.
Yeah.
And when he's escaping, and the owl lady gets shot with the arrow.
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa, this is
that was intense."
Like,
I was like, "Oh shit!" Well,
she's like, "Get out of here!" And
save yourself.
I really like what they did with the rings.
I do too. I was not expecting that. I was like, "Is this how it was in the game?" It was like,
well, you could do that in the games. They started out in Sonic 3,
right,
where you could find secret portals that would get you to a realm, so you could find the Chaos Emeralds.
Right. Okay. And they just expounded on that.
Yeah, where you can just go anywhere with the rings, and I thought that was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Like, that was really well done, because then that explains the rings, why he has so many, why, and I like how they did the thing where he gets hurt and the rings just explode out of the pouch.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Like they did a lot of cool things that give nods to the video game. In the legacy of Sonic that we have.
Yes. Kids these days are lucky to see such a great Sonic the Hedgehog film.
Yeah, and like, dude, there was a kid in the movie that didn't do shit about all the characters and things. I was like, I don't know any of these fucking characters. Like, he's wanting the alligator, fucking.
Oh yeah, the little kid who were talking to after the movie.
I'm like, oh man, so all right, well, not all hope is lost. Like, this was the kids' movie, because like I was trying to decide whether it was for kids mainly or if it was for a mixture of audiences.
It was for a mixture of both, because every time a character was about to swear, they would get cut off, and that was always funny.
It was funny, yeah. Like it wasn't cringy. Like, oh come on, really? Like, let him finish. I didn't feel that way. Like I didn't feel robbed.
Because he's like, "I'm Donut Lord, you son of a," right before he says "son of a bitch," he gets knocked off the thing, and
yeah, he did, dude. That was great. Fucking Donut Lord, man.
Donut Lord, you fucking piece of shit.
Dr. Robotnik was amazing.
Yeah, Jim Carrey did great.
Jim Carrey's always great.
Yes.
Well, no, always great. Like I don't know anything that I've seen him in that I.
It was cool seeing Jim Carrey be funny again instead of him pretending he's possessed by the ghost of Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, he did get lost in that for a while.
Yeah, like there was a whole documentary where he was like he was Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, he inhabited that person, and it just. Andy Kaufman was so eclectic, he took over Jim Carrey. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, Jim Carrey was doing some acting. It felt like old school Jim Carrey was back.
It really did. Like, it was really, really good. I'm really happy that he was in the film. I don't know if I saw anything where there was hate that, oh, Jim Carrey. Like,
there was one thing.
I expect there to be, because that's just how people are.
There was one thing that Jim Carrey was upset about the Sonic redesign.
Yeah, I understand.
He said the fans are ruining the artist's original vision of the film by demanding a Sonic redesign.
The thing is, with that, like, I get that, as being an artist myself and a writer and whatnot, but at the same time, like, you're making something that is for the people, audience.
Yeah, for the people, and people showed they cared. What they wanted to see this out. Yes,
you're doing something, and like, you have to understand, like, video game movies do not have a very good
track record. Not at all.
If you change something so significant, like the entire appearance of a character, of the main character, people are gonna be pissed.
Yes,
they're not gonna watch it. They're not gonna do anything with it, and then your movie's gonna flop. And then what do? You know, you're not going to want to make another one or do anything like that, because you are you're taking too many liberties with your artistic vision. That's something that we've gone over before, or I have. Like, there's a time and a place for you to expound on with your artistic vision in a film or in a story or something like that, with information that's already established, with lore or with a character or with a story that's already been established. Like, yeah. But then there are things that you shouldn't really change too much, and that's the entire character is one of those things you shouldn't change. It's kind of dumb.
How did you feel about the new voice actor for Sonic, because when we grew up with the Sonic cartoons, it was Jaleel White,
Right.
Steve Urkel.
He did a good job.
And then so this time we had Ben Schwartz
Yeah.
from Parks and Recreation and some other stuff.
Yeah. He did a pretty good job.
Yes, he did a good. He did. I thought he did great.
Yeah.
It wasn't distracting. He's done. I think he's done other animation before, so he's used to it. I don't know, but he's usually a funny guy anyway.
Right.
So like, yeah, I thought he did well as well. Cyclops. What's his name? The actor. I don't know. He was good.
He was good. Yeah, he was good. Believable.
I mean, because
he's done so many of these films now, though. I guess
that stuff's got to be hard to do when you're like acting with something that's not there.
Yeah, and to be convincing.
Yeah.
Is difficult. I would assume that it would be pretty difficult, and he did a really good job. Even what's her name? His wife. She was pretty good.
Well, the pretzel lady. I forget her name.
Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady.
Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady.
I think
this is the most boring. Andrew Nye says this is the most boring porno I've ever seen. Just wait till the climax.
Oh yeah, things get interesting.
And thank you, Joe, for the thumbs up.
Yep. Yeah, I thought what they did with the world and whatnot, like Dr. Robotnik was pretty much like, yeah, let's kill this thing and dissect it. But
yeah,
the world was like, nah, we're not gonna really. Well, not the world, but like
the world.
The plot and whatnot. Obviously, there wasn't plot armor like Birds of Prey.
There wasn't any. There wasn't any plot armor.
There was no plot armor.
There was the power of friendship at the end,
but that was like,
but it wasn't done awful.
Yeah, no. Yeah. It was good, and it's what you expect. It's Sonic.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like
Sonic.
It would be weird if there wasn't the power of friendship that gives him the boost he needs. Like, he follows that trope. So if they didn't have that trope in there, and instead they try to do something else, it might have felt off. You know what I mean?
There was the scene when Robotnik was testing the power of just one quill of Sonic, and just one quill is unlimited power.
Yeah.
And then at the end when he's fucking like power of friendship, and he's just going, I was like, dude, just imagine
if he went
supersonic or hypersonic, because hypersonic's even stronger than supersonic.
Yeah. That's really intense.
They might do something like introducing the Chaos Emeralds in the next one or something. Like maybe there's like an emerald on each one of those worlds that he had on his map
that he didn't know about. Yeah, that so he has to go find all the emeralds. Yeah. And Tails has some or something like that. And spoiler.
Yeah.
But there's Tails. There's always going to be Tails. Sonic Tails are synonymous.
Yeah. Because Sonic had one game by himself, and then the next one you're automatically Tails, and it was the coolest way to play two players, because you play two player at the same time, and you had two different characters. And Tails is basically invincible because he dies and then he just flies back into the scene, so you can just use him to defeat the bosses while Sonic just kicks back.
It stays in there. Yeah, that's fucking dope. Yes. Yeah.
The power. You should go out and see it.
It's worth it.
It's fun.
It's good.
It was a really fun,
good movie, man.
It was a really fun film. Almost no flaws.
Yeah, I didn't feel cheesy or weird or like cringy or anything watching it. Like it didn't do any of those normal tropes you see in like a. Like they weren't trying too hard to be funny or to cater to kids or anything like that. Like. It was done.
You feel bad for Sonic in the beginning because he's all by himself. He can't reveal who he is because that's what happens in the movie.
He low-key stalks the entire town because he's lonely, and you don't feel like he's creepy. You just feel like, oh man, poor little guy.
Yeah, he's the only thing of his kind that exists. And here's what I like about the redesign, because in the beginning when you have those people that are hunting him, those things would have looked just as stupid as the Sonic, the old Sonic, because they all had the same
The mask and
how their eyes looked and everything.
Yeah.
They all looked like they were part of Morbius or whatever. And the old design was trying too hard to look realistic.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want.
Well, so wait a minute. They just redesigned Sonic, right?
That's all we know of. We don't know what happened in the beginning of the movie before the redesign.
See, that's an interesting question, because like I wonder if
those things would have looked just as stupid. They would have looked more human-like, and
it would have been more weird.
It would, it wouldn't. I don't know. I'm glad.
So, like, here's the thing: like, if Sonic would have looked the same, like before the redesign, but then those things looked how they do now, that would have been even more weird. Yeah, that would have been more out of place.
Oh, so you're saying like we had old Sonic, but then those things looked like how they still do?
Exactly.
It wouldn't have fit.
And Long Claw just wouldn't have fit.
It wouldn't have fit at all. And imagine what that Sonic would have looked like as the young baby Sonic.
Yeah, again, it would have. Because young baby Sonic was dope.
He was cute. Yeah. You wanted to hang out with him?
Yeah, exactly. Carrying around in your pouch, backpack or something.
No, he doesn't like that.
He doesn't like that, but like not in a duffel bag.
Not in a duffel bag.
Smells like pickle fucking.
Hold on, this duffel bag at ECG Designs is perfect for stuffing Sonic in. Where's it at? Right here. Perfect for stuffing a blue hedgehog in.
Yeah, perfect.
Check it out at ECG Design.
That's great. But yeah, like setting up. They didn't really set up too much lore like they kind of did. They did a little bit of world building, but with the whole, these are the rings, you can go to any world and whatnot, but you're going to go here to Earth.
The rings were the MacGuffin.
They're the MacGuffin.
Because you're at the time you're like, oh, he's going to have these the whole time, and he's just going to, that's how he's going to get around and do the Sonic stuff. But he loses them right away. He breaks into Cyclops' shed.
Yeah.
And then Cyclops shoots him with a trank, and then he drops them. He drops the ring in San Francisco.
But yeah, spoilers. But so he loses the MacGuffin at the beginning of the film. So it's not something.
It's actually towards like the end of the first act, kind of.
Yeah.
It's like,
but he doesn't even bring him out really.
Yeah.
During that first act, anyway, like we know he has the rings, but he doesn't use them at all. Yeah. Because he's just running around town having a good time.
Right? Yeah, but we just know what they do because the owl lady at the beginning tells us what they can do, and then he explains it later. Like you just think about it and throw it, and that's all. That's how they landed in San Francisco.
And you thought they would have played an even bigger role, but they didn't. It was Sonic himself that was the plot device.
Yeah. Sonic was the plot device. The rings were the MacGuffin.
Yeah.
There was a scene like when he's getting chased by Robotnik and he's using the rings to get around. I thought there was going to be the cheesy moment. It was like, oh, it's the last ring.
Yeah, I did too. The whole time, like, oh, he's going to get down to one ring and then he's going to have to stay because he can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that didn't happen. He still has rings.
He still has rings.
So that's a whole nother thing. And there's more rings because
Tails made it at the end. Yeah. And he's got some sort of locator device that does something.
Yeah, we have no idea. Pretty sure he's looking for Sonic because he said he's here. I just hope I'm not too late. But I thought it was going to be like, oh, it's here. I hope I can make it there in time, referring to a Chaos Crystal or something. And then him and Sonic meet and boom.
Maybe.
But I don't know if that's what's going to happen. Because Longclaw was like, you have an extraordinary power. Like, you can't let anybody catch you. Like, fuck these rings.
We never do learn why or how he has powers. Right. He's just born that way. We don't know how his powers work.
Exactly.
Except for power of friendship.
Yeah, that's all we got. That's how he gets his power up.
Yes. But yeah, we don't know.
We don't exactly know. We don't know if it's speed force, if it's light energy, or what it is. And I'm okay with that. It doesn't need to be explained, like, not right now. He just has this undescribable, unlimited power, basically. Yeah, that was good.
The government officials were hilarious.
They were great.
Because, like, after Sonic does the blackout when he's sad playing baseball by himself.
Yeah.
Which that scene was cut pretty sweet.
It was. The editing was done really well.
That scene was cut really nice.
Yeah.
And so then he gets sad and he causes a blackout because he's running too fast.
Yep.
And
well, he's running too fast and he's angry.
Yeah. He's sad, he's angry, he's alone.
So his emotions are like feeling that power, that energy.
Yes.
And so it needs to discharge, and so it does. And the blackout, boom. And it's huge.
It reaches satellites in space.
Yeah, and it goes like a pretty fair distance away.
They said the whole Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, the whole Pacific Northwest. Yeah.
So
loses power.
They said it was stronger than an EMP.
Yeah.
So then the government's all like, we got to send in Robotnik, and they're like, I can't believe you're just gonna send in
one
Robotnik.
Guy was like, we should send in Robotnik.
And then everyone else was like, why? That thing's the worst.
Yeah, that's the dumbest idea. Like, that guy sucks. It's like, no, but he's like the smartest guy.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone knows what's going on,
say like 5 PhDs.
He's got like 5 PhDs. Yeah, something like 5 PhDs.
Yeah.
His drone technology is fucking ridiculous.
And it is.
And it is. Yeah.
He said, what did he say? He said, look what came out of my egg sack.
Yeah. Like, I bet you never read Charlotte's Web, or you couldn't even read Charlotte's Web.
Yeah, he said he reads at a third grade reading level.
She dies at the end, but she leaves an egg sack. But here's my egg sack. Look what came out of it.
All those little egg drones.
All those little egg drones. Sonic does call him Eggman.
Yes.
Throughout the movie, even though he has hair, but he has the egg drones, so it makes sense for him to call him Eggman.
Yes. We never hear him say his first name, because when dude's all like, hey, what's your name? Is Dr. Robotnik. We don't ever hear him say Ivo Robotnik. That's his name in the lore. But that's fine.
Yeah. But I wasn't bothered by that. It's Dr. Robotnik. And he's a dick.
He's a dick. He's flamboyant. He's smart.
Very intelligent.
He's over the top.
He flaunts it.
He's over the top. Yeah, like he
flexes on everybody.
Yeah, he's epitome of big dick energy.
Yes. Excuse me. Until he meets Sonic and Donut Lord.
Yes, Donut Lord punches him out, knocks him out. He was knocked out for a while off one punch.
Oh yeah, one punch, and like, dude, like that fucked with him bad. That like messed up his entire mojo. Yeah. I think that's what happened. He got flustered when he got struck, and he was like, you know what, fuck everything else. Like, this is more important now.
And then you see how his drones work on a dead man switch. When he got knocked out, the drones went crazy and just started opening fire on everything.
Like, everything's got a fire. Well, in a 10-block radius. Well, not quite that large, but still. Yeah, anything in the vicinity was a threat. Yeah. And that was pretty cool.
That was great. So then Cyclops and Sonic escape, and they're on the road now,
having a good old time, bonding. Not really.
He pulls over. He's like, "Get the fuck out, dude!
I can't have you."
San Francisco's that way.
Yeah.
And then he tries to get there, and he's like, "I don't know how to travel.
I really need your help. You save my life.
We got to do this together." And he's like, "Fine."
No, it was like, I really need you to help me or save me or something like that.
He can't.
He worded it in a way like Cyclops, Donut Lord was like, I want to move to San Francisco and become a beat cop because I want to save someone's life or to help someone and really put my skills to the test. But Sonic doesn't know that. But so in the moment when Sonic leaves and comes back after he, gets out of the truck, he's like, I need you to really help me and save my life. Like, I don't have anywhere else to turn. So he inadvertently touches on that dream that Donut Lord had.
He uses Donut Lord's words against him.
He does. And Donut Lord's like, oh, man, all right, this is my chance to make that difference and save that life. All right, fuck it. Let's see what happens. And so they go. And then they get into a bar fight.
This movie has a lot of more character moments than like set pieces, because most of the movie is just the road trip with.
Yeah, it is just the road trip
with Cyclops and Sonic.
They stop in a few. Well, they don't stop at the rubber band ball.
Sonic he just goes there and he gets him a mouse pad.
But they stop at this gas station and there's a biker bar and it's just fucking crazy party.
Dude, that place looks lit.
It looked lit as fuck, dude. Like,
that one dude's like riding on the side of his bike while he's fucking doing little mini donuts.
Yeah, it was intense. It was like, who does this? It just out of nowhere on a Friday night. Well, maybe Friday night.
We don't know what night it is.
In the middle of the week, they're just hooting and hollering outside of town at this bar, like doing donuts with motorcycles and riding monster trucks and just fucking going insane.
Yeah,
like that's a party, bro. Like I don't know what happened there, but we're having a good time. Sonic was like, I gotta be part of this.
I gotta go, dude.
Gotta go.
He gets a little quick makeshift disguise.
Yeah,
and then he's just living it up.
Yeah, he's getting it in.
He finds out what a bucket list is, and he makes a bucket list. He scratches off damn near everything in the first like half hour of him finding out of what one is.
Yeah, like he found out what one is, but not really what it's for. Like kick the bucket. He didn't quite get that reference, which is good because he's.
It's a kid movie.
It's a kid movie.
I was all like, "Oh, he's gonna say die in a kid's movie."
Yeah, I was like, "Oh shit, is he really gonna do that?" He said, "Kick the bucket." And Sonic's just like,
"I've never kicked the bucket." Yeah. Looks like, and he steals the fucking the waitress's little notepad.
Yep. I can write all this down. There's so many things.
I'm pretty sure he murdered that waitress when he was throwing those metal tip darts.
She was alive.
She shouldn't be.
She shouldn't.
She should not be alive.
I feel like there should be a lot of ancillary fatalities in this movie.
Dude,
because Dr. Robotnik
when he's blowing up cars and everyone's just watching the fight on the side.
There was a whole bus that just stopped in the middle of the road that fucking got engulfed in the flame. Like I'm like, dude, everyone on that bus is dead, dude. Like what? We're just gonna pass by that? Yeah, we're just passing by that. All right.
Yes.
Don't question it. And all the debris that was falling and whatnot. Yeah, dude. People.
Especially in San Francisco. Or even on the highway with that family that just their van got EMP'd.
That was cute.
Like spun out. What's gonna happen to them? We don't know.
It didn't look like there was a whole lot of people on the highway, but you don't know. There's always that one or two drivers that are just fucking.
Because here's what's crazy. So when they're driving, and then you could see behind them that there was at least a few cars.
Yeah.
And then the Robotnik tank thing gets off at the exit. There's still other cars, whatever, but he's in front of them, and then he shoots the little EMP discs. Sonic's like, I know how to fucking.
Oh well, that's okay. So that's one issue with the movie. Like, they escaped from Dr. Robotnik because Cyclops bops him on the nose, smacks him in the schnauzer.
Yeah,
and fucking his assistant was hilarious, by the way. It was good.
He was good.
And then so they get away, and we don't see him again until after the bar scene, which the bar fight, I was like, dude, like, are they gonna do a Quicksilver scene? And they did more than one, and I was happy with that because that's Sonic's power. But they did it better.
They did do it better than Quicksilver.
They do it better than Quicksilver. Yeah,
it was basically the exact same thing from what was that, Days of Future Past?
Well, he did it before that too, though, didn't he?
He did it. He did it in Days of Future Past,
and
then not Apocalypse. What was the other one with Quicksilver in it?
So when we first met Quicksilver.
Or it was twice in Days of Future Past, because it was in the X-Men mansion and then the one when they're breaking out Magneto.
Right. Oh, yeah, right.
So was it that the same movie?
Was it the same movie? It might have been.
The X-Men movies are hard to follow.
Yeah, they are. Either way. They did do it better than that, which was really cool.
Yes.
But that was also another thing where, like, what Quicksilver did right, well, like the character, but what
they did it in Justice League too with the Flash. When they're fighting.
Yeah. Just as they were like, they kind of, and they followed Quicksilver's coattails. I don't remember if it was as good.
It was okay. Yeah. It was okay.
But like Quicksilver, like when he would poke or something like that, because he's moving at such a faster, higher rate than everyone else. He's like, the amount of force that he has when he's in that state is like fucking palpable.
Yeah.
And in Sonic, like there was kind of like I couldn't tell if it was going to be that same thing where Sonic knew that if he did this or that it was going to have that same amount of force. It kind of did, but it didn't really, because it's a kids movie and they couldn't really do it.
And also they made sure to show us that like he's not that strong.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He's not that
when
strong.
He was trying to break that bottle over that dude's head. And
so there's a limit to how much he can really do while he's in that state still, unless he's like powered up.
This movie did a lot of stuff. Like it showed us what instead of telling us.
Yeah.
And that's great, because that's what really you're supposed to do in a movie. Usually in a movie we get way too much exposition
and not enough.
This movie had basically showed us, and
exactly
at times it had to tell us, and it did, and it made it brief, and then it got back to the movie.
Right.
Yes.
There were no breaks in the action, so to speak. But the only issue I had was when they go from the bar fight, and then all of a sudden Dr. Robotnik is already there.
No, because then they go to the hotel and they're kicking it, and then they're on the road again, and that's when he's able to track him the next day.
But we don't see that. We don't see him tracking them though. We see him like, all
right,
he
does. He triangulates he's like by the time they left, because I think he was able to trace the call from where it was at. Then he's all like, and then he's like, according to this time and where they're going, he should be right around this area, and he does a triangle thing, and he zooms in to where the truck is at. And dude's all like, "Oh, that's incredible! You're a genius." And he's like, "Of course I am, you fucking idiot!" You know.
I felt like he just appeared there, and then he was talking about which one.
Because he was piloting the tank remotely. He wasn't there yet. He was piloting the tank remotely.
I mean, I guess it makes more sense then. He was somewhere further away. That tank got there pretty fast.
Yeah.
Type thing.
He probably has secret bases all over the planet, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It just seemed like I didn't feel like he tracked them enough and then got there fast enough. Or he got there too fast, is what I'm saying. Like he was just there already after being a day behind. You know what I mean? But he is Dr. Robotnik, and he probably did some other things off screen that we didn't see.
Yeah.
So it's okay. That felt kind of a little off, but I could forgive it because the chase scene was pretty dope. Tank goes, Sonic's like, "Oh my god," and falls out. Does he fall out of the car, right?
No, they shoots an EMP disc, and then they dodge it, and it hits the van. And then he shoots out like 7 of them. Yeah,
and then Sonic's like, "I got this," and he skates on him and fucking throws one at the tank.
And that's after. Well, that's after the first he shoots him with a harpoon.
Yeah,
and it gets in the dash, and somehow he's able to use his fucking Toyota powers to
pull that out of the dash.
Pull it out.
He can go faster than the tank for some reason.
And then that's when he shoots the EMP disc, and then Sonic fucking does that. He blows up the thing. Wait, no, first he
swerves the EMP disc and it hits the van.
And then he gets back in the truck, and then he fucking starts the superpower.
Yeah.
And then he spin dashes into the thing and the
tank.
And then the tank, we find out the tank has superpowers to where every time you destroy it, a smaller tank.
It was a Matryoshka doll.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool. It was like fucking drone genius for sure, bro. Like, it just keeps getting smaller and smaller.
It doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop until it's a tiny little bomb that sticks to you.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool. I was like, oh shit. Like, they can't get rid of it? How is this going to end? Like, and I thought he had it with the handkerchief and he threw it. But no. Still on his hand. Like, oh, fuck. That was good.
The handkerchief should have just flew like, but it flew like it had something in it.
Yeah, it did. It totally did. But it wasn't that.
It was a total shuttlecock.
Well, the tiny little helicopter was like, I was like, what the fuck are they going to do with this thing? Like, this has got to be something overpowered and ridiculous.
It was sweet, dude. It turned the Toyota truck into a convertible.
It just fucking cut the whole top off. And like neither of them are like, oh fuck, let's just swap this thing. No, like they were like, I'm not getting my hand near that because it's cutting the fuck out of this truck, and I don't want it to cut me. But that was,
I like the one when it was just on the wheel and it had the spikes. That was
It just had the one wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, after they damaged it.
That one was cute.
That one was awesome. But yeah, he would just destroy it over and over again until finally it was that little helicopter. And then they finally got that one after the roof of the Toyota flew off. And then that turned into a little bomb.
Imagine being on the highway behind that car, and then if all of a sudden their whole fucking top of the fucking truck hits you, like your insurance doesn't cover that because
no, it's like Final Destination. Like, how the fuck? What are we doing here, guys? Like, I feel like, that should be a thing. In every fucking movie, there's all of these scenes where that kind of crazy shit happens, and someone's hitting that or something like that. That could be like a Final Destination.
I was hoping more locations would have made reference to the games because, like, they live in Green Hill, which is the first level in all the classic Sonic games, Green Hill Zone. Green Hill, Montana, but this is Green Hill, Montana in the movie.
Well, I feel like
they should have possibly hit Vegas, for a casino night level or
they were in Montana. Like maybe the next one they have to go to Vegas.
Maybe, I don't know. I know I like the Mushroom Planet because that was reference to Sonic and Knuckles because the first level in Sonic Knuckles is the Mushroom level.
Oh, okay.
And so I like that one. I think the second one.
Oh, isn't that where Dr. Robotnik meets Knuckles? Because doesn't Knuckles?
Knuckles.
Or was it Shadow? Who worked with Dr. Robotnik?
They both did.
Okay.
Knuckles did in Sonic 3, and then at the end of even during Sonic Knuckles, he's working with Robotnik until Robotnik steals the Master Emerald, and then Sonic and Knuckles team up. As Knuckles uses his last energy to open this bridge up for Sonic to get onto the Death Egg.
Yeah.
And save the day.
Yeah. So then that's where that setup is. That's why Dr. Robotnik went to the Mushroom World, and he's gonna meet Knuckles there, and he's got to find a way back to Earth, and it's gonna be Knuckles. He's gonna convince him somehow. Yeah, because he knows he can't do the same thing he did with Sonic because it's not gonna work the same way. Plus, he doesn't have any technology.
If the mushroom place is supposed to represent Angel Island, where Knuckles is from, where the Chaos Emeralds reside, because that's what he is. He's the last of his race.
Right.
He's the guardian of the Chaos Emeralds. And that's what his whole species and whatever did.
Yeah.
Angel Island had, like, every area you explore in Sonic Knuckles, it's part of Angel Island. So, like, the first level was the mushroom place, and then there was a underwater place. There was a temple.
That's gonna be Sonic 3.
Yeah,
because Sonic 2 is Sonic and Tails.
Yes.
And while this entire time Sonic and Tails are having their adventure, Dr. Robotnik is gonna be convincing Knuckles, and they're gonna have that whole little side thing. Yep, that makes sense.
Possibly, yeah. There's a lot of room for.
There's so much room. They did it well.
There's a lot of room for stuff to happen in the second one.
Mm-hmm. And there's enough room for that, hopefully. They set up the second one, and they set up enough world building to go into the third one as well.
Yeah.
Which is good. Movies don't always often do that very well. This one did.
It was great. Both the scenes at the end with Robotnik shaving his head and he had the crazy mustache.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, that's the mustache I know and love.
Yeah, and he's just going completely batshit crazy. So we had Sonic growing up alone, and then Robotnik kind of got what he wanted because he hates people. All he cares about is his machines and his robots, his technology. He's like, one of these days, all you motherfuckers are gonna be obsolete. Except I like how you make your coffee,
right?
So now he's on this planet all by himself with just the limited amount of resources he has, like the remnants of his blown up ship and the Sonic Coil.
Yes.
Or
the Sonic Quill.
Yeah. Sonic Quill, which has unlimited energy.
unlimited
energy,
power.
unlimited power.
Just some fucking Star Wars shit.
Yeah. Sonic went straight Palpatine at the end.
He did.
He said, "That's my power."
Yeah. So we skipped a lot. I like the Bagel Girls.
Oh yeah, we got to go to the because Sonic blows up and you have to get
his wife is a vet, so he takes Sonic to his wife.
Yeah, who's at her sister's house, and her sister hates
him for some reason. It's like
we never know why. We just know that she just hates him.
Right, but then he gets there, and then you find out that he's been on the news.
Yeah, he's a fugitive.
Like we didn't get any of this.
No, they showed a scene. They showed a scene in the news.
Did they? I missed it.
They showed a scene on the news where they showed Tom Wachowski, whatever his name was, Cyclops, right. Donut Lord. They were all like, he's on the run. If you know anything, say anything, like, and do all this stuff. So they showed that too. They showed the news clip of that.
I missed that clip. Still, I mean, missing it or not, like, it's all right. Like, I wasn't like, oh shit, that doesn't make sense. No, it totally makes sense. He's running from Dr. Robotnik, who's been
hired by the government, yes.
Right. And it's an alien phenomenon thing that's going on. So yeah, that makes sense that they would be after him too.
Yes.
So, but his sister-in-law hates him.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny.
His niece loves him.
Which is always a funny trope. The dog is there. Because at first, they go in, Sonic and Cyclops go in, and fucking Cyclops has Sonic covered with the blanket. And then his dog pulls the blanket off, and sister faints, and his wife's like, what the fuck is going on here? She's not freaking out, like, which I expected her to.
Yeah.
Right then and there.
Yeah.
But she didn't. She like held it all in. Like, yo, that's kudos. And she even mentioned that like after, and she's like, I mean, you gotta like, I did this, right? You know, props, boom. I didn't freak out or nothing. Like,
and then she does freak out.
And then she does freak out.
And, well, at the same time, JoJo, the niece, is getting Sonic some new shoes because the whole time Sonic's wearing tattered shoes.
He's wearing 2 different tattered shoes.
Yes.
And she's like, I'm gonna go get this man some shoes.
And then we find out what Sonic's feet look like in this movie.
Not really, like kind of.
We see the Robotnik scans.
Right.
And then we kind of see him through the holes in his socks.
Right. But he doesn't take the socks off, which I thought was kind of bogus. How you gonna get the man some new shoes but not some new socks? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But maybe the socks were already in the shoes. Because they had like the little stock.
They had the thing that looked like the classic Sonic socks built in the shoe.
Right.
I don't know.
It was weird.
But they looked good. Yes.
So I forgave them for not taking off his
Shout out to JoJo for having the same shoe size as Sonic.
Right? Either they were hers or her mom's or something. Like, she got them somewhere in the house.
You think that big girl's got some dainty feet like that?
Maybe.
What's her name? I don't know if we ever get her name. Just her sister.
No, just her sister. And JoJo. They tie her up.
Yeah, they tie her up with bungee cords.
She's like, I had to pee.
And
she's like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, she's like, I gotta use the bathroom. And then she's still like
her daughter never unties her.
She's tied up. No. She's tied up for the whole rest of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
They steal her minivan.
Yep. Let Sonic drive it.
What? Yeah. Like what?
It's like, why are we letting him drive again? Oh well, they didn't explain that it was because of the bucket list, but we all know that's mainly something to do with it being on the bucket list.
Yeah, and Cyclops just a big softy.
Yeah, just let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And so they get to the building that they need to go to, or like they get down the street from it. Sonic's like, "All right, I'll be right back. Can't get in there. Roof's locked."
And that's when we're like, can't he just run up the fucking building? Yeah, he should be able to
run up the wall. That was like the second thing. I guess we solved the first one, but the second one, like, yeah, he could have just ran up the building, got the rings, and dipped.
Yes. He should have been able to do that. So they stuff him in a duffel bag.
Which was funny.
And then they get a key card just by being a Montana police officer somehow.
Gotta jump around the roof. It's like, but you're from Montana. I was like, that's how serious this is.
Yeah, so she's like, whatever.
Like, all right.
I'm pretty sure all you have to do is just ask for a key card and they'll give you one.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't think you can just give one to anyone for roof access. Like that's one of those things. Maybe if you have a jumpsuit on or you're someone that looks like you should be there.
Bought some high vis.
Exactly. Some high-vis. Like you guys don't even know. You don't have to dress up as a cop or anything like that. You get some high vis and like maybe a tool belt or something like that.
That's all you need. That's all you need. The hard hat, you're fucking great.
And make sure it doesn't look too new, and you're good. Yeah. And walk like you know that you're supposed to be there and whatnot. People won't question it. Like yesterday, in Moline, I was going back to the arena, and like the security guard was like, "What are you doing back here? Are you a stagehand?" Yeah, I am. Like, I mean, I am, but at that point, I was supposed to have a pass and shit. You know what I mean, to get back in. And she was like, "Oh, all right, well, you're stagehand. Go on through to the door back there." I was like, "All right, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Thank you." Well, that was without me like having any credentials. That was just me being able to go and do
that. All you need to do is wear black and have a wrench hanging from your pocket.
Exactly. And look like you know exactly where you're going and you ain't got time for this shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's the same with parking. For a concert or something like that. You want to fucking get in there and not have to pay? I'm a stagehand. Where are we supposed to be parking? I got to be here to do the thing.
Yeah, and then just park where the stagehands park and then walk around to go see the concert.
Exactly. Because usually it's not far from the venue. It's usually, sometimes it's better parking and sometimes it's kind of shitty, but still it's free. All right, back to the movie.
Back to the movie film. So they get on the roof, they get the rings, and then Sonic's like, I don't even want to leave now because you're my friend.
You guys are my homies. Like, I love it here. I hate mushrooms. What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, in this movie, Sonic had a chili dog for the first time. He ate like several of them during the bar fight.
He did,
and then he had to rip ass really bad.
What did you eat? And it was like fucking chili dogs.
Chili dogs. So now
they were called chili dogs.
So,
but it wasn't like the whole. Oh my god, I fucking love these things. It was just like
no, because it's the first time he's had them. Because at first he wanted nachos and like mozzarella sticks and shit. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm pretty sure in the second one. That's all he's gonna ever want is chili dogs. Yeah, and that's just gonna be his thing.
Okay, I mean that makes sense. There's time.
Yeah, there's time. It's an origin film.
This is an origin film. It's a really good origin film. It's not like they did another film and then went back and did the origin. They started out at the beginning.
Who does that? I'm Warner Brothers.
Jesus. That trope is annoying. Shit. Anyway.
Oh, we didn't talk about the Paramount with the fucking stars.
Rings.
It had rings going around it. And it was playing like Sonic type music.
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
It was cool. And then the Sega logo, when it was showing clips of all these classic Sega games. Yeah, that was cool too, man. Right. And then it just said original film, and that made me laugh.
Yeah, it was like, wow, this is original. All right,
it is.
I guess it is. That makes sense. It fits the criteria. Oh, the whole Dr. Robotnik experimenting on the quill thing was.
That was good.
That was a good.
It was good. He put the jumper cables on it, and he fucking
shorted out his entire fucking
his whole system
or his truck. Yeah, that was good.
And then you see on his fuse box the labels. One of it says Evil Lair, then above it says Badniks, because that's what his robots are called, is Badniks.
Yeah.
And then there was another one on the bottom. I couldn't see what that one said.
That might have been the plane, maybe, or something like that.
Maybe.
I don't know. Either way.
Yeah, but he's rocking out to his songs to be evil by, or his evil mix, or whatever the fuck it was called. Evil tunes.
Anarchy tunes or something.
Getting chased by fake T-Rexes. And
the skiing the fake T-Rex. I was like, what's going on here? I mean, I don't know if that fits, but it's Dr. Robotnik. He can do whatever he wants.
Yes.
Like, he's killing time while the thing's analyzing the hair strand. All right, cool.
Yeah. He's got nothing else to do, so his parties, and he's like, that's when he's being like the most flamboyant. Yeah, he's dancing, and then the dude comes in with the latte. And he's like, here you
pin
go.
Pin yourself to the wall. Wait, no, that was a different scene.
Yeah,
no,
pin yourself to the He's so mean to his assistant, and his assistant loves it.
Yeah. He takes it all. It's just like, whatever, man. I'm here for the ride, bro.
Yeah. It's like he's basically, I love you, Ivo.
Yeah. He adores him. He's so smart. So much smarter than everybody else.
Like in the beginning, when he's all like talking to his assistant to tell the commander.
Yeah.
He's like, tell the motherfucker over there, and then he starts telling him, he's like, I have ears, dipshit. You know?
Like, yeah, but this is boss, man. I'm gonna tell you.
I gotta do what he says.
You're the dipshit.
So now they're on top of the building. Robotnik shows up with
all the egg
drones and his newly powered ship that has the quill in it that runs everything.
Which he has a convenient spot for. Like, but he's Dr. Robotnik. He could have made something
he just made that makeshift real quick. You know, that's why Sonic was able to harness the power from it as well. If you put it inside something maybe like lead based
or either something even more exotic or less exotic, you know what I mean? Because he didn't really have time to futz around with what can shield it and all that. So Sonic was able to just take his power back.
Yes.
Juice.
So then he shoots out all these missiles.
And we get our.
And then Sonic does the Quicksilver scene again with the missiles, and then he pushes Pretzel Lady and Donut Lord off the building.
Yep. Was that the second or the third time that happened though? The Quicksilver thing.
It's the second thing. I think it only happened in the bar fight and this.
Okay.
Because in the final fight, he's just bouncing off the fucking buildings and shit. And he's spin dashing and fucking being just power of friendship, blue lightning.
Yeah. So the second time, he shoots all the bullets and the rockets at him, and he does the Quicksilver thing.
I like the Crazy Carl joke where there was a couple of them where he's all like, maybe you should start calling him Super Observant Carl.
Yeah. Because he's the only one that knew.
And then when Crazy Carl comes back with the chainsaw, and the
Carl just like put that.
He's all like, here. I told you he's real and not at all made by me.
Not all made up by me. Oh, that was great. I like how they carried through with that. Like they just didn't throw that character away once they introduced him.
Oh yeah, that was great. Because he's like, I know you're out there. I know you're real. And he's like, no, I'm not.
Everybody laughed at that in the theater, dude. It was good.
So now we're about to enter one of the greatest chase scenes ever.
Yeah.
Because now Sonic has his rings back.
He has all his rings.
He just saved.
Before that, he's racing down the building after he pushes them off, and he throws the ring.
And he sends them back to Montana.
Yep, sends them back to Montana. But then all of his rings pop out of pooch.
And then. And that's
the whole scene of the ding, ding, ding.
And it makes the sound and everything.
Everything. Dude, it was good.
It's beautiful.
It's very beautiful. And then, so he gets up, he picks them up after Dr. Robotnik says some badass shit. He's like, yeah, you're gonna fucking catch me. And then they fucking race.
Boom, and they go through France, they go through the Giza Strip.
Well, first, Dr. Robotnik kills a lot of people on the streets of fucking San Francisco. and then Sonic's like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. All right, come on. And they go to Paris, then the Great Wall of China, and then Egypt.
Yes.
And then he's running up Sonic's running up the side of one of the pyramids. I felt a little twang in my heart.
When he blew up the Sphinx?
Yeah, he blew up the Sphinx. I was like,
But then he's bitching, like, you can't run up that pyramid. That's one of the 7 wonders.
Yeah, and then he shoots it anyway. I'm like, oh my God. He doesn't care.
There's no remorse.
None whatsoever.
But then he gets back to Montana.
Yeah, because he gets shot.
He gets shot through the ring, so he's back in Montana.
And like this whole time, you're like, God damn, he really just can't get away from him because he's using the power of that quill to keep up with Sonic.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
He's like, no one's ever been able to catch me.
This is fucking wild. Like, I don't understand.
And at this point, Sonic doesn't know how to go full power yet. Because the first time he does it is with the truck, and he's like, I don't know how I did that. And then and then he
No,
doesn't
the
go full
first
power
time
again.
was the EMP, the emotional blast off. That's how you know.
Oh, that was that
yeah.
one, and then the second
And then
time
the
was
second
with
one's-
the chase, and then the third time is
This is
when Cyclops is like, "That's my friend down there."
Yeah. Finally, he's like, "That's my friend." It sounds like, "Oh yeah."
Sonic wakes up, his eyes are blue, and he's full lightning, and
I have friends.
Yeah.
I must protect them.
Yes.
So, but before that, oh wait, no, what was that? Like right after he got shot, right? It wasn't.
He got shot through, and then Donut Lord tries to throw hands with because he uses the rings to get behind Robotnik, and he starts. Then they scuffle.
They throw hands a little bit.
Robotnik wins.
Yeah, throws him off.
And then that's where he's like, "That's my friend."
Well, he doesn't necessarily win. He has to use his ship to throw him off.
Yeah.
So
But he says he never loses a fight twice.
Right. So he had to make sure that he didn't lose that fight the second time.
Yes.
And he cheated a little bit. So, all right, that's fine. Whatever, and you win.
Yeah.
And Cyclops is like, "Oh man, I can't let you." Like, he's like, "Why are you helping this alien?" Like, he's like, "Dude, like, what's wrong with you?" He's like,
"He's not an alien. It's my friend." Yeah. And then Sonic just starts so Sonic goes full power. He's draining power from the ship, and then Robotnik is still launching out missiles because Donut Lord's like, "All right, everyone, get to the side,"
get back.
And then he shoots a missile at a car that's right by where everyone's standing. It completely blows up, and I'm like, all those people should be dead.
Yeah, they should be dead. So the plot armor wasn't for Sonic, the main characters.
It was for the residents.
For all the residents. It was for all of the people, the extras.
Yes, they all got plot armor.
It's all good. They can have that plot armor.
Sonic's plot armor is explained, you know, because just the study of the one quill, how it's unlimited power. Right. So that's all explained.
That's all we need to know. Doesn't mean he can't die or be injured because he does.
He gets hurt a lot in this movie.
He doesn't break any bones, but he gets fucked up.
He gets
concussed.
He gets blown up like twice.
Yeah.
And then he gets blown up twice, and he falls from the building, and he loses all his rings. So he gets hurt a lot in this movie.
But he goes Super Saiyan. We're not quite Super Saiyan.
No, because you can't go Super Saiyan until he has Chaos Emeralds.
Right. So he goes Kaioken.
Yeah.
And then he fucking starts beating up the fucking ship, and he's like, "Oh shit, Donut Lord, do the donut thing." And Donut Lord gets one of the rings and like throws it up behind Dr. Robotnik, and then
I knew it was gonna be the Mushroom World because that's the only place he knows about. He doesn't know about the other worlds.
She's like, "Oh, go send him to the Mushroom Land," and fucking Sonic's like, "Yeah, that's fucking right." And he fucking
they do a head-on collision, and Sonic. So I guess he has strength when he's full powered, physical strength.
Rolling.
And he was rolling, but he crashes into the ship.
It's more like the quills are doing that than it's like him.
Then his fists. Okay,
because he's completely covered in all of it. So yeah, that energy like helps him out there. So he basically like destroys Robotnik's ship and like pushes him backward into the fucking ring. And then this ring disappears pretty swiftly, whereas
they all had the how long the rings lasted was inconsistent.
It was very inconsistent, but it was like, all right, it kind of like Sonic was the Dr. Robotnik was keeping up with Sonic, so it was more than a few seconds, but it was less than like maybe 40 to 30 seconds. Yeah. But the last one shut off relatively quickly. But it wasn't like Dr. Robotnik would have been able to get back anyway because he didn't have a means to.
We're not sure if they have like a two-way connection because in the very beginning when Sonic tries to go back to Morbius,
it disappears.
It disappears and he's like right there.
Yeah, he is, yeah. So I mean, yeah,
because it was shrinking and then it just disintegrated. Because at first it made you think it was going to shrink down to nothing.
So he had a chance to get back.
Yeah, but then he gets there and it just.
So he might not have.
So we don't even know if they have two-way capabilities.
Right.
It might just be a one-way
trip.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of makes sense. That's why there's so many rings. You know what I mean?
But yeah, so Dr. Robotnik is stuck on Mushroom Land.
Yes, until he finds a way back. He might find rings. He might find
Knuckles.
something.
He might find a Chaos Emerald. He might find something other than that. He might find a way to get back through mushroom technology. We don't fucking know.
Yeah, that place looked pretty big.
It looked huge and full of fun guys.
Full of fun guys. That fun guy joke was good and bad at the same time.
It was Sonic was like, don't ever do that again. Just don't do that again.
Sonic's not a fan of dad jokes.
Nope. And then we cut to Donut Lord and Bagel Lady. They're
Pretzel
back
Lady.
in Greenwood. Pretzel Lady, that's right. I keep calling Bagel Lady. Pretzel Lady. We're back to Green Hills.
Yes.
Cut however long in the future, not too long, I don't think. They're painting their house and shit.
I think it's only been like a couple days. Yeah. They definitely got to patch up the house because it had bullet holes everywhere.
Repainting.
Mm-hmm.
And the general comes in and is like, hey, thanks for, not saying anything.
Keeping everything hush hush.
Things that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Dr. Robotnik, that person doesn't exist. The alien doesn't exist either.
Yeah.
I mean,
we haven't seen him.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get a peek through the...
Yeah, he's like, unless you would like to talk to some of us and, do brunch maybe. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You sure he's not in there? You sure? Yeah.
They gave him a $50 Olive Garden gift card.
Well, because they mentioned that in the beginning
of the movie, he loves Olive Garden.
He loves
when you hear your family. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They do that whole Olive Garden ad.
Yeah. So we know who sponsored them. Like,
that was some of the only product placement.
That was the only. It was a gift card and
there's just a mention of the Olive Garden. Yeah, that was it. There wasn't anything else like
overtly like, no Coke or Pepsi products.
Yeah,
no Nike because the shoes themselves were like
unmarked. The original design, Sonic, I think he had Nike swooshes on his shoes, and people were pissed about that.
Yeah. Well, were the shoes like a Nike design that he got? I don't know.
Let's see.
They were a weird design. They were running shoes, but I don't know. Either way, yeah, the general's trying to like fucking get in, like, see something. And Sonic's in there, but you don't know that Sonic's in there because he wasn't really around while they were painting. But then he pops up after the door closes. He's like, "You guys want to watch a movie? You want to do this or that?" And then they're like, "Nah, you got to get back to your cave." Nah, you know how you get when you don't sleep. This, that, and the other. Like, I guess I'll go back to my cave. Or like, no, they did say, yeah, you should go back to your cave. And then he was like, no, I guess I'll go. And he goes to leave, and they're like, where are you going? He's like, well, you told me to go back to my cave. They were like, yeah, but here, the cave's here. And they gave him the whole attic. He's part of the family now.
I wish I could zoom in on that.
No, the shoes were exactly like they should have been.
Look at Nike. There's a Nike swoosh on there.
Okay. They did yeah, I'm glad they changed those two.
If I could... I don't know how to zoom in on this shit.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but you can see it. You can see it there. Can see it. They can't because it's so tiny on
Still. There were Nikes on his shoes, and then there weren't.
Yeah.
And the shoes are a little bit different. Like, the shoes look more like shoes instead of, like, how the cartoons were. Because otherwise it wouldn't have made sense, like, why do humans have these kinds of shoes? Like, we should have seen more of those, like, around for whatever reason. Like, they're more comfy or the new style or something like that.
Yeah.
But they didn't. So, that's fine. They looked how they should have looked as shoes. And they looked fresh as fuck.
Yes.
And then Sonic goes up to his attic and like it's like fuck.
Yeah, it's exactly like his old pad, but nice.
Like, how'd you get everything here? Like this, no one knew where I lived. Well, fucking crazy Carl did. No,
he probably showed him. He's like, "This is where I've been living the past 20 years."
And that's why they gave him the attic because they were like, "Oh man, nah, dude, like this sucks.
Yeah,
we can't be having you living in this little damp cave." So yeah. And then, like, Cyclops is like, yeah, I'm going to stay back in Green Hills.
Because when you're here, you're family.
Because when you're here, your family.
And then he realized that he actually likes helping these people.
Yeah, like there's people, and they stood up for him and Sonic because they're like, "This is our little blue devil," you know, like fuck off, Dr. Robotnik. It was a cute whole small town moment, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that was good, and that's when he was like, "Yeah, I don't want to leave. I don't need to go to San Francisco. I saved someone's life. I got to do what I wanted to do. So we'll stay here." And his wife was like, "Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to move, but I was gonna." So it worked out. It was good. Everything.
And we had a really awesome closing little credit scene with it was video game Sonic that was going through all the events of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was really cool.
The way they did that. Those 8-bit scene was pretty cool.
That was so fun. And then it added in just a bunch of like video game quirks into the scenes, and that was really fun.
They did.
What sucks because there was people in the theater and they were standing up and in the way, so I couldn't see everything.
Yeah, because everyone was leaving and shit. I just sat there, like I saw everything. They did pretty good.
Yeah.
Quick cuts from the movie into the 8-bit world, and then
it was super fun.
It was super fun. The first credit scene was Dr. Robotnik having the mustache, shaving his head
somehow,
talking to Mr. Stone. That was his name. Mr. Stone was, and then he found a
found a new Mr. Stone.
He was doing a whole Wilson act.
Yeah, but he's also using Mr. Stone for exercise.
Yeah,
because he's lifting it up and he's
reconnaissance.
Yes.
It was fucking glorious, man. Like it was so goofy.
And then some more credits roll by, and then we get Tails
coming through with his EK meter.
He's reading something.
He's reading something.
It is like the fucking like Ghostbusters fucking little
kind of like the thing.
Ectoplasm.
It'd be cool if it was more like a Dragon Ball Scouter, but it wasn't.
It might be that's a Chaos Emerald thing.
Yeah.
No, who knows? Yeah, like
I'm pretty sure he's looking for Sonic though.
Yeah, because he said he's here.
Yeah. So that happens, and then Sonic jumps off the cliff, or not Sonic, but Tails jumps off the cliff,
and he flies.
And we see him flying with his tails, like oh shit.
Yeah, and his voice was good too.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounded like fucking Tails that I remember.
Yeah, it sounded like Tails. The Tails I remember from Sonic Adventure on Dreamcast.
Mm-hmm.
They did pretty good. It could have been the same voice actor. I don't know.
Maybe
I'll look that up later.
Yeah. But overall, it was a really good, feel good.
How would you rate this film?
It was a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. I gave it 6 out of 7 Chaos Emeralds.
Same.
6 out of 7 Chaos Emeralds.
I like how you just change the rating every time.
Yeah.
Depending on what is in the movie.
Yeah. I was gonna do rings, but I think Chaos Emeralds is better.
It's better because
rings are unlimited.
Yeah. 999 rings. Can't quite.
One ring short of an extra life.
Yeah. Oh, he says that too.
Does he?
Yeah. When he blows up the tank and he comes out, he's like, "Oh shit! I guess I have an extra life."
No, because you're like, "Yeah, how are you not dead?" He's like, "I have no idea."
Yeah, I guess I have an extra life. Boom. So yeah, dude, like that was cool too. Like, fuck, man, all these nods to the game that like fit, they referenced and whatnot, and didn't like try to ham up too much or anything.
Yes.
Like that was the other thing. A lot of the times they'll either try to ham it up with the video game stuff, or they'll just go completely off the reservation and try to do it something completely different.
This had a really good balance of doing its own thing and keeping up with the source material.
Exactly, and that's all fans ask for. Like, if you're gonna do these types of movies, you have to have that good balance of being creative and telling a story that you want to tell, but keeping true to the source material as well. Because it's when you diverge from the source material too much is when everybody gets mad because it's like, dude, we grew up with these characters.
Mhm.
We've spent time in this world and with all of this lore. Like, show it some respect. Like, that's all people ask. So that all goes back to, I understand how Jim Carrey was like, they shouldn't have fucking changed it, but at the same time, like, they didn't really have much choice, because if they didn't, no one was gonna watch it. Because it wasn't just like the old school fanboys. It was kids and everybody. Like,
I still want to watch it. You probably still want to, because you're like, you're buying the ticket.
Yeah. I'm here. Like, we have to do it. But at the same time, I would have been happy about it. Like,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it totally would have changed my score. You know? Even if it was still just as good.
Yes. Yeah. It wasn't.
It just wouldn't have been the same.
It wouldn't have been as visually pleasing.
Exactly.
To see.
It would have been harder to watch. And it would have interfered with a lot of the different scenes that they had in the movie. Like,
his dialogue would feel different. His whole character would just feel different.
It would have.
Because there was some times when even when you're just looking at the back of him and you're watching his fucking his hair bounce and move around and shit. Sometimes I think his hair and everything was moving a little too much. Like, they made it like overemphasis on how much his hair moved when he would move or whatever. Like when he was just like chilling in the truck, or like just hanging out at the hotel, or But that's just a nitpick right there, really.
Yeah,
like,
this is paying extra attention to all those details and all that. And I feel like that's another thing that moviegoers, like everybody does nowadays. Like, we nitpick a lot.
Yeah.
And, like, that's a lot of it is like growing up with all of the shitty movies and then getting some really good movies and then figuring out that, like, all the goods and the bads, so we're all kind of critics.
Yeah.
Everybody's a critic now.
Yes.
Because we understand better what's good and what's not. Or we have our own opinions on what's good and what's not. Type thing. Like, even kids, they're like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, this was good or not. Like, it's not the same. Like, when you're a kid, you can pretty much watch anything. Unless it was scary, unless you're into the scary movies. And you just didn't care. Like, kids these days actually, I don't want to speak for all of them. Like,
if Saw came out when I was a kid, I would have loved it because I loved gore when I was a kid.
Right. Then you grow up and you're like, those movies aren't really all that.
I think the first 3 Saw movies are great, and then it just got crazy.
Yeah, then it's got crazy. Now there's a new one coming out.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw the no pun intended.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah. I thought the new one was Escape Room. I thought they were just gonna make a new thing that just had Saw shit to it with Escape Room. But then, I saw a preview or something. Or a
Chris
teaser.
Rock. Chris Rock's the detective, and I'm like, it's in the world of Saw. It's called Spiral. Now I'm sitting there thinking like it's gonna be a whole different thing, like a 7.
Like, I remember,
with
wasn't
Brad Pitt.
Wasn't 7 the one where he made like basically a whole goddamn like theme park?
No. 7 is the movie where the serial killer.
Oh, 7, the movie 7. I think you're talking about Saw 7.
Oh, there's a Saw 7, isn't there?
Yes.
Fucking Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's disgusting. No, like, I thought it was going to be Chris Rock in his own, like, movie version of 7, but in the Saw universe called Spiral, and it was going to be different, but have some of those same elements.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But I don't know how different it's going to be, because we end up seeing him chained to the fucking bathtub in one of the scenes with a fucking
hacksaw. I've only seen a teaser for it. I need to go and watch a real trailer.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh man, like, let's get away from doing that, bro. Like, we're tired of seeing. Oh, I guess maybe not. If they're still making them, like, someone's watching it. So I don't know. I thought it was just going to be different, and it's just more of the same Saw stuff. But maybe it'll be a little bit different. Either way, that's a different movie entirely. Sonic the Hedgehog was fucking amazing. Better than Birds of Prey by leaps and bounds.
They're not even like,
but they're not even the
really.
Same. Well, Birds of Prey wasn't even terrible. Like, not as terrible as some people say. Like, it was kind of all over the place. and they put in a lot of things.
I like the MacGuffin in Birds of Prey, how it wasn't necessarily the diamond itself, but there was an inscription inside the diamond that knew the secrets of the Bertinelli family fortune.
Right.
I thought that was neat.
That was neat. Uh-oh.
Is that why you're being antsy?
Mhm.
You got to throw up? I'll clean it up, buddy. Don't worry. Oh, on that note,
We're out of here.
we're gonna wrap that up. Ew.
Ugh. Bones?
Yeah, just bone chunks. We're gonna get out of here. Everyone, like and subscribe. Check out the Etsy store for ECG designs.
Bye.
Oh, it stinks. Oh, 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 oh.
Ugh.